disappointing as a fan.
Yeah.
But that's as a coach. But now for players or the roster, I want to see the Bulls actually get a little bit more athletic, and I think they need to now address this more in the draft rather than free agency, and see if they can find some young athletic players, especially a big man, considering we kind of need a backup center. And maybe at this point now, I think we could even say center of the future, considering Joakim is going into a contract year, and we don't know how his health is going to be in the next few years. There's just a lot of question marks now regarding this roster. Unfortunately, we cannot make major major free agency moves because we just don't have the cap.
Right.
But
plus, Jimmy Butler is going to be getting a max contract. And if you think about with Noah, the interesting thing is if it was last year and he was in a contract year, his agent could have said, this guy's one of the most underpaid guys in the league, even though he's making $11 million a year. Except now, you could say he was one of the most overpaid last year.
Exactly, and that's now the one issue we have to really think about. As far, once again, if we take care of the Butler issue, which I think we will, then we're going to have to really think about making some shrewd moves and moves that really might, surprise us a little bit. But that is if that's necessary. If that makes our team better, then we should do it. I don't want them to start giving players out for just some picks or some draft picks, because that sometimes doesn't really work out.
Right, it doesn't really work in the NBA because if you have an average player, you won't get a first-round pick for him, and you don't really want second-round picks because those guys never really turn into much.
Yeah, it's rare for second-rounders to really make much impact on a team. But again, it personally, it's kind of a sad day for the Chicago Bulls organization, but at the same time, for some people, it's, I think, a happy day because they can finally move on from this so-called toxic relationship. I just hope as a fan, and I'm pretty sure you guys also are hoping this as a fan, that this time they actually make a right decision coaching in regards to coaching. Because if this goes the opposite, then I'm not joking. I'm going to have to, I think, revert back to my 2014 Bears fan mentality and that fire everybody, because that's just how it's going to work. Because if this is for Gar, this will be his third hire, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna. I mean, of course, they had Skiles before that, and then Vinny Del Negro, Tom Thibodeau, and now possibly Fred Hoiberg. So it's obviously it's not trending up from where we are right now, because Tom Thibodeau was just such a good coach. I think he had a winning percentage
over 600
in 5 seasons. It was like 647 was his winning percentage.
Right, and with Derrick Rose, it was over 700.
Yep.
And the interesting thing with Skiles is they fired him, except now he's a head coaching candidate to fill their vacancy again.
Oh, well, he's actually, I've been looking at some reports. I think he might get the Orlando Magic gig, but now with Tibbs in the market, anything's possible. Maybe the Magic will be like, no, we're going to now go to Tom Thibodeau. Who knows? But for what I know is the Bulls just better make a right decision, because, again, I've had enough BS from really this management.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of Bulls fans feel the same way that you do as me and Ryan Risky do as well. Well, thanks for calling in, Bhav, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you as well. Have a great night.
All right, thanks.
That was my friend Bhav. He called in to talk about the Bulls and their decision to fire Tom Thibodeau, their head coaching candidates, and possibly his opinion on the future of Gar Forman and John Paxson. And right now we're going to take a quick break. We'll continue to wrap up our final thoughts about the Tom Thibodeau firing, and then we'll get more into some Chicago baseball, because one team is really making a lot of noise.
Oh, yes, that is for sure. Well, and one's making a team. I mean, another team's making noise, but in the other direction.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on Sports Renegades, SportsTownChicago.com. The Sports Renegades podcast on SportsTownChicago.com.